We can see the technocrat in power. Godwin, no beggars help Paseki. Can you make some noise for your governor?
Patiently, I have vision, oh I believe.
Thank you. Please be seated. Your Excellency, the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Ebele Jonathan GCFR, let me acknowledge tonight the presence of very, very distinguished African statesmen who have accompanied our beloved President Jonathan to Edo State for the President Jonathan Dialogue. I want to thank and acknowledge the President of the former President of the Federal Republic of Kenya, the President of the Republic, former President of the Republic of Benin, former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our very own architect, Amadi Sambo, former Vice President of the Zambia, Honorable Minister for Education, Federal Minister for Education, the Deputy Governors of Edo State, Bayelsa State, and Bauchi State. For fear of running foul of protocol, can I please be excused to observe the rest of the protocol here tonight? This evening is one of expressing gratitude. We started tonight with that beautiful poetic rendition by Eben, who talked about being grateful. Tonight is one to express our gratitude to each and every one of you who have contributed to where we are today in Edo State. One area that the world has now come to recognize Edo for, particularly in recent times, is the stride we have made in education. Globally, Edo State is recognized as an accelerator country in terms of its education reforms, along with about 15 other countries in the world. I believe that Edo was one or two of the sub-nationals in that ranking of nations. And that success did not come easy, it did not come by our efforts alone. We attribute that success to the support that we received from almost everybody here tonight. When we embarked on the journey to reform our educational system in Edo, we had no choice. But we also did not realize that the success will be this resounding, that the entire world will recognize what we have done, that our children will be learning at the rates they are doing today. Mr. President, for your information, according to the last assessment which was done, a child who is 10 years old in Edo today reads about 70% of the rates of the same child with the same in any advanced country in the world. We have made significant strides in the whole education ecosystem. We have focused on our teachers. We have introduced technology to our classrooms. We have improved the commitment of our education managers. We have rebuilt the infrastructure of our schools. But one thing that is very unique, because most other people undertake those measures when they are reforming the education system, is that we have been able to involve the larger community and obtain their participation in our education reforms. Our communities are very connected with the reforms we've undertaken. That's why tonight we have members of our school-based management committees here receiving awards. That's why we have all boys and all girls of schools coming back to give back to their schools, and we are rewarding them tonight. That's why we have corporations that operate in our communities who have, beyond their corporate social responsibilities, taken an interest in education and in our schools. That's why we are tonight saying we are grateful. And above all, what has happened in the last few years is that we have now started to share the responsibility of training our children with the rest of society. So education is no longer just a government's responsibility alone in Edo. We all are now participating in educating our citizens. As if God will bless our efforts, at the twilight of our administration, our former president decided that this year's topic in his democracy dialogue will be to focus on education, to talk about the importance of education in nation building, the importance of education in sustaining our democracy. Because what we have done over this last 8 years is to build the character and to culminate our efforts with this dialogue. For us, I think it's the icing on the cake. And Mr. President, we want to say we are grateful. By the grace of God, November 12th this year, we will be swearing in another administration. Ours will come to an end. And we will be, by the grace of God, continuing with another PDP governor. It is important that the continuity be sustained so that all of you here tonight who have given to support education, who have now been a beacon for others to participate in supporting our education in Edo State, can continue in your giving. Because what we're doing here tonight, which is to acknowledge and recognize those who have given of their own resources to supporting education, is that we are raising another form of education financing in Nigeria. That as much money that as government is putting into education can come from private sources. That is what we have started. That we cannot and should not rely exclusively on government alone to fund and finance education in our state. So I want to thank all of you, particularly the corporates, who have shown the way that there's a connection between your business and the training and education of our children, and to encourage all businesses in our state to follow this example, to commit to giving something back to our education system. Throughout this week, we have been celebrating education in our Education Week. It started with us launching our policy on technical education, where we were able to bring companies to come and support and align with what we are doing, the curriculum we are putting out to support the training in our technical schools. We had a summit with our teachers, because the teachers have been the bastions, the bulwark of the reforms we have undertaken in our education sector in Edo State. We had a summit with parents 2 days ago, where we got the commitments of parents, and we formed parents' councils in all our schools. And tomorrow, we have the privilege of African statesmen in our midst to help us look at what we have done and to understand what we have done within the context of our evolving continent. So tonight, I want to say thank you. I want to say how grateful we are. I want to say how grateful I am. Thank you, and thank you.
Can we give a standing ovation to the man of the moment,
#1
the star of good governance,
lead me to my
and a man that has speaks his name among the committee of nations, and has brought Edo to the front banner. This is indeed very, very wonderful.
So stand up,
Standing up for the champion of Edo.
for the
Thank you, MOG.
stand up.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished guests, our very dear governor is thanking all of us. But I think the people of Edo are indebted to this man. Are you aware that in Edo schools, all the teachers are on tablets? All the teachers can be spotted from the governor's office what he's doing. And it's simply amazing. Before the 25th of every month, salaries are paid. And I'm sure you heard today, before Salah, salaries will also be paid, courtesy of this great man. The smartest family in the UK is the Imafidon's family from Edo, and the youngest legislator, 28 into Edo House of Assembly, Natasha Osawa, is also from Edo. Can we put our hands together for our Lagodao governor? I will now... We're now going to invite the special guest of honor for this evening. Our father, elder statesman, His Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan. Shall we all please go upstanding as a welcome former President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Please be seated. Please be seated. I've always been told that dinner speeches should be very short, because either people are hungry and they want to eat, or they have eaten and feeling sleepy and they want to go and sleep. So I keep it as brief as possible. First, let me appreciate our visitors that came from outside Nigeria. From East Africa, my good friend Uhuru Kenyatta, Middle past president of Kenya, thank you for coming. My good friend from Benin Republic, Yaya Bone, Middle past president of Benin Republic, thank you for coming. When Yaya Bone landed, I told Yaya Bone that tomorrow himself and Governor Obaseki will tell us the difference between Benin and Benin. His Excellency, the former Vice President of Zambia, my good friend, thank you for coming. He will speak tomorrow. And Namadi Sambu, who was my able lieutenant, thank you for coming. And let me appreciate our host today, Governor Obaseki, and my sister, the wife. Thank you so much for hosting us in this dinner. And the Deputy Governor of Edo State and the wife, thank you. You've been with us throughout today. And my own Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, you will never disappoint us. Thank you for coming, and thank you for proposing that very beautiful toast. And the Deputy Governor of Bauchi State, thank you for coming with your entourage. The Right Honorable Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, Chief Judge of Edo State, members of Edo State House of Assembly, members of Edo State Executive Council, and all other senior government functionaries are here with us. I have to appreciate all of you for being here with us. But let me remember that the Honorable Minister of Education is here with us. And I have to appreciate him and thank him for coming, because we have a program tomorrow. And he told me he will surely come. Somehow, God has a way of making things to rhyme. My foundation base is actually on issues of democracy, elections, and good governance. But we felt that you cannot talk about democracy without the people. And the people must be literate and educated and knowledgeable enough to even appreciate democracy. And I remember in ECOWAS, and of course also in AU now, but in the OAU then. ECOWAS was Economic Community of West African States. That should be economic community. As at that time, even General Gowon, who was one of the fathers of ECOWAS, was a military head of state. OAU was also then, some members were military people. And their protocol was that you cannot interfere with the internal affairs of other nations. So even when Rwanda experienced genocide, Rwandese were killing themselves. The OAU then, they were just looking. They couldn't do anything. Because going to interfere would be interfering with the internal affairs of Rwanda. And we allowed Rwandese to be killing themselves. The same thing with ECOWAS, it's only economic. But at the time we felt that you cannot grow the economy of any country when you don't have a stable the polity is not stable. And I said, no, all our countries must have very stable political setting. And of course, AU has also have the similar thing. So we feel that before we progress on the issue of democracy, the issue of elections, because some of those who rig elections don't even know that what they are doing is bad. Because philosophers said that good virtue is good and nobody does wrong willingly. Means that those who are doing bad don't even know that what they are doing is bad. So we must bring education into it. So this year, we now say that, well, the key thing is that how do we look at education in Africa that can grow our economies and make us live together, and also the political leadership, and we have to combine it. And somehow, the governor of Edo State said that he's going to host us because he was in Yenagua last year, and he said that he will host this. And it's a coincidence that this year Edo State also have the education program. So education here has been stabilized. For this coincidence, I know Edo State will grow from strength to strength. And this morning, I was with the governor and others to commission the secretariat. And one thing that happened there was not just the secretariat, but something that has some relationship with education. The governor gives automatic employment to all those who made first class. That is somebody who meant well for the people. He's not doing that because he wants political gains. Those who will have made first class, even in the current politics, they may belong to different political divides. They may be supporting different candidates, but as long as you are from Edo and you made first class, you will be employed automatically. It's similar to when myself and Sambo were in office, and we came up with Presidential Scholarship for Innovation and Development, where he said that first, make first class in the STEM areas. Then from this, we select 100, 150 that will attend the best universities in the world. And that was a special program that we designed. It has nothing to do with politics, whether you belong to any party. In fact, our vision was that if one mother gave birth to a quadruplet, and if 4 of them qualify, you go. Because we wanted to build a society. So we have to thank the governor for his vision. And from the little I've learned about Obaseki, then while I've been monitoring him, at least all the governors, especially within the Niger Delta, I have an idea about what they are doing. I keep quiet, but I know what they are doing. But I know that there's somebody who has a vision. People may not be too happy in some of the areas because it's very difficult to satisfy human population. But one key thing is that it has a vision for Edo State. And I have to sincerely thank him for that vision. And I hope whoever will take over from him will continue with that vision. He has taken education to a level where, if it continues, it will help. And look at what he has done today. He has given recognition. It's not the plaque that was given, but he has given recognition to individuals and corporate organizations that played some role in the education of our children. That singular act will encourage others to do the same thing. Even my own foundation, Goodluck Jonathan Foundation, was recognized. And when we were called, started agitating. If we have been recognized, then we must also be recognized again. That means that we must do something in Edo State that will make whoever becomes the next governor of Edo State also to recognize us. So I believe most of these corporate bodies and the individuals will have the same feelings. And it's a lesson to governors. For us who are Christians, we say that God that created us and made us who we are also say praise him. And that's why we thank God. Otherwise, why will you thank God who has everything? So for that singular act of the governor to recognize people will make these people to do more. And that is the way we can grow our states and we can grow the education. Let me not take too much of your time. Let me conclude by thanking the governor and the wife, the deputy governor and the wife, members of the State Executive Council, especially the Honorable Commissioner for Education, who will listen to her tomorrow, for doing this. And we believe that this will continue to strengthen the educational sector in Edo State. And this will attract more people to play a key role in the educational sector of the state. Governor Obaseki, we thank you.
We now invite our dear governor to quickly make a presentation to His Excellency before he takes his seat. His Excellency Godwin Obaseki wants you to have a feel of Edo, and he has delegated the mother of Edo, the First Lady, Dr. Mrs. Betsy Obaseki, to make the presentation on his behalf. It's very heavy, so DOP by the side quickly. Congratulations, Your Excellency. We wanted to have a feel of Edo. Can you please applaud him? Applaud him. We'll also quickly next invite His Excellency Bone Yaye, the former president of Benin Republic and former chairman of the African Union, to also come and have a feel of Edo. Courtesy, Mr. Governor. Thank you, Your Excellency. We'd like you to have a feel of Edo. The bronze from Edo is unique all over the world. Can we please applaud Your Excellency? We are next inviting His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, former president of Kenya, to also come and have a feel of Edo, courtesy of the benevolence of our dear governor, through the mother of Edo and the most prolific First Lady in Nigeria, that bettered the Edo anthem with our ingenuity, Dr. Mrs. Betsy Obaseki. We'll also invite His Excellency Architect Namadi Sambo, GCON, former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to have a feel of Edo. Ovie. Thank you. And this is to His Excellency Architect Namadi Sambo. Thank you, Your Excellency. We also quickly invite His Excellency Nevas Mumba, former Vice President of Zambia. Please applaud His Excellency as he comes. We will next invite the Honorable Minister of Education of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Professor Taha Mama, OON, SAN. Please let the applause be resounding. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Yes, sir. Congratulations and thank you. We also invite His Excellency Mohammed Au Jatto, Deputy Governor, Bauchi State, to have a feel of Edo. Thank you, Your Excellency. We also invite His Excellency Senator Lawrence Rujako, Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, and of course the Toastmaster for tonight. And he did it brilliantly well. and indeed an orator. You can appreciate that eloquence and diligence. Thank you, Your Excellency. You may please resume your seat, Mommy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, can we applaud Her Excellency? And so with this, no celebration is complete without a shop dance, and after which the closing formalities will begin. And so the Ace Band will give Your Excellencies music to celebrate the victory and progress in Edo. Your Royal Majesty Aslemai Dunaje, the Onoje of Uromi, we appreciate your presence and we thank you. Ace Band, let's have a short dance for only 5 minutes, and then the closing formalities will be it. Cameraman, I will appreciate if you come back to base. Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Highness. Ace Band will have a short dance for 5 minutes by the Excellencies before the closing formalities. All cameramen, please, to the edge. We are glad in Edo, we are celebrating progress. Cameramen, please, thank you. And after this short dance for 5 minutes, it will be time for the closing formalities. Ace Band, let's go. We will have the closing formalities before the dance, and that will be the national anthem and the Edo anthem, bettered by Excellency, our very wonderful First Lady of Edo State, Dr. Mrs. Betsy Obasaki, and among committees of state that have anthems. You know the Edo anthem will always be #1. It's amazing. With this, Your Excellencies, we come to the end of this very beautiful night. The Patron James Osaze-Oriri is my name. Shall we please rise for the national anthem? The Edo anthem, and remember, beautiful Edo, your right hand upward.
The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers of labor and our time.